Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
Always, man. Great, great. Help yourself.
Man, I'm doing absolutely great, man. I was looking at the last couple of videos, and I always tell the family, YouTube is not gonna move the videos. They're not gonna move the content because they
Mm.
don't care nothing about us trying to help us. And it's another indication that we want move it. We want share, we want like, and I just have to really remind you, as I said long time ago, that it won't be no time soon because we won't even help each other doing something that's even free. And like I say, it's
Mm.
real easy for us to get pulled in a scam, pulled into a belief, things like that. But we stay away from the truth. And I guess this is gonna be another video that maybe get low views, that the algorithm don't move, but we're gonna put it out anyway because it's the
Yeah.
truth. Yeah, it's the truth, and we gotta
I,
always tell the truth.
I
Which
saw a piece that resonated with me and I guess solidified what you're saying. When the guy said something to the effect that uh, psychologically it seems we're messed up because if you're giving someone something that's good for him or her, their reaction is to shun it because they can't believe it's that good. Why you just giving it to me? Why I don't have to pay a price for it? Because the general consensus is that if something is good, we tend to hold on to it. We don't want to give it to anybody. You know what I mean? Unless it's gonna cost them something. And I tripped out. I saw that today. I'm like, wow. So yeah,
and
yeah.
coach, yeah, and by you saying that, that's a fact. That's a fact. People can't believe you. If it's free, it got to be something wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the clicker, if it's free, something wrong with it. Then if you ask for money for certain things, oh, here you go again, asking for some money. So a lot of times with us, you just can't win, and that's sad.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like I
yeah,
say, it
yeah.
bothers me more than anything because that mindset that we have, it triggered down to our children, and I see that every day from working with children every day, and it's really sad. But that's why I'm gonna continue to put this truth out and hoping one day that the children get this information and do something with this information because like I always say, and it really irks a lot of people, I can tell, because people are not tuning in, um, that truth, it really stings a lot of people. And so we're gonna tell some more truth and just hope that our one or two folks that come in share the information. Don't just enjoy it yourself. You share it, and you'll be able to understand what Coach and myself is talking about. Because believe me, you around people, or you dealing with people, or you associate yourself with people who don't want to hear the truth either. So, and you won't be able to experience it until you begin to try to talk to them about the truth and see how they kind of start pushing you away. They don't want to hear the truth. So,
Mm.
yeah, they don't want to hear the truth. So we'll say it again as you come
Ah,
in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'm done with that. Let's do this right here, coach, and get right to it. I know I had sent you a topic about us, what we need to do to win as a people.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what we need to do. And I would definitely want you to share some things if you really thought about that right there, whatever you want to dive in on. But
Mm.
we're losing. And if you just go through the news feeds right now and see our behavior on how we're killing each other and the things, not only how we're killing each other, but the things that we're killing each other over.
Over, yeah.
The things we're killing each other over. If we're not shooting each other in Burger King, if we're not shooting each other because you didn't say thank you for holding the door, if you don't,
I checked that out, that piece you told me about. Yeah, wow. Yeah,
I
yeah.
just,
Well, go
I just,
ahead. Yeah, yeah,
I just want you to see right
yeah,
now,
yeah,
mentally, we
yeah,
are, yeah,
yeah.
mentally, we are, and I mean, you can just go
Mhm.
on and on and on, and I don't care about what no other group of people doing. I'm talking about us and some of the crazy stuff that we're doing, and you're gonna tell me that mental illness and issues and disorders is not running rapidly through our communities? If you think that that's not the case, then something is wrong with you. Man, we are in bad shape. And as a people, and I'm working with these children every day, and I'm going to tell you, we're losing. We're not winning, folks. You may be doing okay. You may feel like since you're doing okay, then okay, no problem. Me too. But as a group, as a people, we're losing. We're losing. So I want to ask you this question right here, coach, and I'm gonna jump right into it and let you share with me your information. But I want to ask you this right here. Who's Black's biggest challenger in life?
Black folk.
Who's Black's biggest challenger in life? So let me break the topic down, and then I'm gonna let you jump in. So when we talk about who's, we can use who is, who has. So we got
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Blacks, we know we
Mhm.
talking about us as a people. Biggest of considerable importance,
Mhm.
seriousness. So biggest of considerable importance, seriousness. And then when we talk about the challenger, we talk about a person, and I want everybody to hear this right here, because we just spoke on this a little bit. A person who disputes the truth, uh, or places themselves in opposition to something. And of course, when I speak about life, I'm talking about the journey that we're on. So when I'm talking about that challenger, it's that person who disputes the truth of. Don't want to hear that truth. I don't want to hear it. I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that. That's very important. And so, and of course, like I said, when I talk about life, I'm talking about the journey that we're on and moving from place to place as we should be maturing. And along this journey, we all face different challenges. And during the course of this journey, we all face a certain challenger. This challenger, I'm gonna use that word. A certain challenger, this challenger who loves to dispute the truth. In our life, coach, there's a challenger in our life that don't want to hear the truth, love to dispute the truth. And whether you know it or not, you're in a constant battle with them. Whether you know it or not, coach, you're in a constant battle with them. And it's a serious battle every day. It's a serious battle because the person or the thing that you have the biggest challenge in your life is yourself.
Yourself, yeah. I know that. Yeah. Yourself, definitely.
I don't want to hear nothing about the white man, the boss, the this, the that. No, 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 no. The biggest challenger that you have in your life is that one, that side of you that don't want to hear the truth. I just want you to think about that for a second. I'm talking about the family, not you per se, Cole, not you per
I
se.
got you. I got you.
You can be your best friend or you could be your worst enemy. I'm
Yeah.
talking, I'm talking about
Yeah.
you. And we have to be careful of the illusion of doing well in life because we have obtained, like I said a little earlier, certain material things in life. We think everything is okay. But let me tell you this right here. But self-destructing in fundamental ways of living in life. Okay, you got a house, you got a car, you got a job, you got this, you got that. But your fundamental means and ways of living is no good. And literally, you're self-destructing because all that learning, you have to learn how to balance your mind, your body, and your soul together for optimum success. You think that just because you achieve this or you achieve that, you're successful. Well, it's part of being successful if you achieve certain things that you set out to achieve. Then it has things to do with success. But when you begin to speak about optimum success, your life is well-being because you can have $10 million right now, but if your health is not good, you may think that you are successful because you have obtained a lot of money, but fundamentally, you're not really successful because you're damn near dead. So we got to think about that. And we can't get caught up in that illusion, thinking that just because I have obtained certain things, then I'm doing good. And there's a side of us. It's a side of all of us. All of us have it. There's a side of us that don't want to hear or accept the truth. I talk to us every day. And it's that side that can cause you an early death. Literally not wanting to hear the truth, literally not wanting to change, literally just stuck in your ways and don't want to mature. It can literally cause you your death. Drug addict, alcoholic, just self-destruction, eat, and someone is trying to help you. That's your fundamental way of living. And you are literally, and a lot of us, and I'm not going to pull up the numbers tonight. I can pull up the numbers in plenty of videos where it shows that we are very high in self-destructing behavior with ourselves. The biggest challenger you have in life is you. That's your biggest challenge. Is nobody else. There's good and bad, and there's positive and negative in all of us, good and bad. And we have to make sure every day that we are ready to take on that negative mindset and that bad side that keep trying to destroy us. Every day you have to be very careful because there is a side of us that's always trying to destroy us. So I just wanted to share that right there because we got a lot of excuses and we always putting our situations a lot of times on other people or other things.
Yeah.
And I just want the family to know that you are the biggest challenger to yourself in your life. And so, coach, I ask you this. So if we're losing, how do we win this battle with ourselves? Or how do we win this journey? Or how do we win in life? How do we win? Because we're in a battle. You get up every day, you go to work, you do this, you do that, you do positive things. You could get up and do negative things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, yeah. You've
Yeah.
done
Yeah.
sometimes you've done right for so long, but you don't realize you could be doing something wrong. So there's a
That's true.
side, I don't know if you thought about that there's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
positive side that you have tapped into. How do you win that battle every day to eat right, to go to the gym, to go to work? I don't know if you ever thought about it, but there's a battle that you are facing, coach, yourself every day. There's a battle that you are winning because you could be doing something else. So I ask you, so you can
Mm.
help me. So you can help me. How are you winning the battle, coach? Help us, man,
First of
please.
all, it starts with you, that individual. How do you see yourself? How do you want your life to be? You know, you say I can be doing negative. Okay, fine, but that comes with consequences.
Mm,
And I don't want to deal with the consequences. The consequence is costly with time and money. You know what I mean? We live in a society, everything's predicated by law,
mm,
you know, and you go over here and do what you're not supposed to be doing, they diving into your pocket. It's gonna cost you either money or time. I ain't got that luxury, man,
mm,
to get to them folks. So I gotta go, and do what I need to do in order for my life to be a certain way. I always tell folks there's no downside to working out. because you're working out your mind, your body, and to a certain extent your soul
Mm.
when you're working out. There's no downside to it. And anybody who want to doubt that, why every time let's say you have an injury, after you come around, what did have you do? Rehab. What rehab consists of? Working out. You go to the doctor, you got an ailment, what have you, what they ask, if you've been working out, you need to work out some more. There's no downside to it. You know what I mean? Your thoughts are clearer. You know what I mean? You could come up with ideas and all that. Why are you working out? So there's no downside. If no downside, why would I not do it? I'm a logical thinker, so that makes sense to me, you know. So that's a part of working out, part of going to work and earning a living. I want to have my own business and all of that. Opportunities present themselves, but they weren't tangible. The people that are involved, they were on some other stuff. So I'm like, nah, I'd rather do this than to say I have a business and it's not profitable. I don't want to have been show that I have it and that's it. No, it has to be profitable. Why am I doing it?
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that's why I move like that. Another thing in this life, man, you want to have your basics, roof over your head, some sort of income, and transportation.
Mm.
You want to be able to depend on yourself. It don't have to be the biggest or the most expensive roof over your head, meaning house, apartment, condo, whatever. It don't have to be the biggest or most expensive car. You know what I mean? You don't have to be making millions of dollars or whatever, six figures. No, as long as you can take care of you,
Mm.
right? And you give yourself an opportunity to tack onto that. I mean, a side hustle, need a second job, you know what I mean? Be it qualifications, technical or education wise, so you can have a better shot of, gaining more as far as income. You can take care of you.
Mm.
So that's your like foundation in society. Once you can take care of you, then you can focus on other things. You can focus on other people. You can focus on elevating. You know, you're not caught up in these systems that are right there waiting for you to go over here and get caught up. You know, so I feel once you do that, you got your basics in order. Then you can transcend from that.
Mm.
You know, you're not worried about the roof over your head, money not coming in, you being a dependent to someone, and you got a head to run them out. You got to do what they say and all of that. No. So your thoughts are clear and you move. Okay, what do I want out of this life while I'm here? And you can focus on those things. You know what I mean? You don't have too many people around you with a negative vibe or the negativism, like I call it. You trying to evolve with what you listening to, who you're listening to, what you're reading. Once you do that, man, I think you're a winner.
Mm.
You're a winner.
Mm.
That's my belief. That's how I'm living. So might not work for somebody, but tell me one thing I say that is not gonna make your life better. One thing that I say that would not make your life better. I mean, come on,
Mm.
you know. And you keep doing that, man. It comes like second nature. Pun intended.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's just what I do. That's
Uh,
just what I do. That's it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Coach,
So
I hear you. I'm gonna tell you something, and I hope who tune in hear you. But I don't want them to hear you just because they have ears and they can hear. I want them to listen to you. Because if they listen to you, it's a difference. You hear coach, I hear coach. But what I'm gonna do by showing them that I'm listening to him is I'm gonna take heed to what he's saying because he's right. And he said that's his belief, but that's a fact because that's something can be proven further as you taking care of yourself. And if you go to the doctor, and if you got a good doctor, especially as you get older with your health, I'm sure that doctor in some type of way is telling you something about exercising and taking care of
Exercise.
you. That's a fact. Because if your doctor is not telling you that, you better run up out of there and get you another doctor real quick. And
Doctor.
I don't care what your doctor looking like, because a lot of them, a
Yeah.
lot of times, they don't be in good shape, good health
True.
themselves. You
True.
understand? I've been there,
True.
done
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
but you got to be able to take heed to that doctor information and hear what that doctor is saying and listen and go do what that doctor tell you to do, further as taking care of yourself. And coach, so now that's not a belief. Coach, that's a fact. What you're saying, you got to take care of yourself. So the first thing that I gather from what you're saying is you got to be open to listening, not just hearing, and then you got to accept the truth. See, that's the truth, coach. That's not a belief what you're saying, because that's something that can be proven. And when
Yeah. Yeah.
anytime
Yeah.
you can prove it with evidence, see, I stand a little different than you stand sometimes, because coach, sometimes you be giving facts. And then you'll kind of say, well, that's my belief. No, no, that's
Well,
not.
I when he say that, I say that because a lot of people shun for whatever reason, and I get it. And I say my belief, and also I don't want to say my truth because people say that, but yeah, I should say the truth because
It's the
that is
truth.
how I'm living, and that's been working. And man, I'm telling you, that's been working. You
Listen,
know what I'm
coach.
saying? So
Coach,
hey,
I'm not gonna lower I'm not
I
gonna
got you. Yeah, yeah,
lure
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just so I don't piss you off about something. Now, if I were lying to you, then I may kind of try to shoot something in there a certain kind of way. But I'm not gonna worry about how you take this truth that I'm getting ready to give you. We've done that for 240 some videos. I'm
Yeah.
not worrying about how I give, because somebody may think this or think that. The truth is, I'm gonna put that truth. A young lady told me long time ago, evangelist. Because I used to think, well, did that truth be? She say, lay that truth out and let that truth lay. And ever since she told me that many years ago, I lay that truth out. And however you take it, or however as
Yeah.
long as I can prove with evidence, it's not my belief. You telling facts. And sometimes that kind of irk people, it kind of piss people off.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But you
yeah.
know what? Just like I said, and I've said it before, that if I don't tell the truth, then that's shame on me. Now, if you can't handle the truth, now that's shame on you. So I ain't got nothing to do with that, but I'm finna tell that truth. And another thing I get from what you're saying, we have to take accountability and responsibility for ourselves.
No one else will,
No,
especially if you're an adult. Come on now. Mm-mm.
and it's no excuses. And by learning, and this one of the things that I think that we struggle and the problem that we're having. A lot of us don't know what the mind is. A lot of us don't understand the mind. A lot of us don't understand that we're in the position in life we're in today on a higher scale because of our mind, because of
Yeah,
our
I agree
thinking.
with that. Yeah.
If you're going to be successful, if you're going to fail, if you're going to end it, it starts right here. A lot of people hadn't thought about that. It starts right here. And your mind, I want you to understand, it's your mental ability. It's the part of you that thinks, knows, decides, feel. It's your consciousness. A lot of us haven't tapped into what the mind is, and a lot of us haven't tapped into our consciousness. That's real basic, but a lot of us haven't done that. And we got to do that. That's why I teach children that at a very young age. So, how do you make your mind work? See, a lot of us don't know how to make it work. You have to activate it. A lot of us don't know that. You're not achieving certain things in life because you haven't learned how to activate your mind. You have to be able to define, imagine, and or envision what it is that
Mm.
you want to achieve. You have to
Yeah.
learn. See, a lot
Yeah.
of us don't know that a
Yeah.
lot of us wasn't taught that at a very young age, that we got to learn what it is and we got to learn how to turn it on. So a lot of us don't know how to turn it on. And you got to be able to define, imagine, or envision what it is that you want to achieve. And then, coach, here it goes. Another thing you said, I'm gonna piggyback on it. And you have to learn how to take that mindset and you have to learn how to connect that to your spirit. And that which dwells within you. So when you said a little earlier, you said when you were talking about working out and you like and saw the kind of with your spirit. No, it's everything with your spirit because here's a fact. It's everything with your spirit. You can't do nothing just mentally to achieve something without the principles that it take that you need to come from within you.
And yeah,
So no,
yeah.
coach, that ain't no, that's a fact. You have to be connected. You have to learn how to connect that mindset, knowing what it is, knowing how to activate it, and you have to connect it to that which dwells within you, and those are your principles. You that's a fact, coach. You know, ain't no so now that you got to do that because if you want to get in shape physically, you have to being and define, imagine, or envision that you want to get in shape, and you have to connect that to your spirit because that's where your consistency, your discipline, your self-confidence, your self-love, that's where that come from. That come from within you. That's why you can see the big guy and you can say, man, that you're going to be somewhere playing football. It may not be in him.
In him, yeah,
It
yeah.
may not be in him. That big old tall guy, he need to be somewhere. It's not in him. He don't have it. So you got to learn how to tap. That's why it's so important. I'm giving you something that guarantees you success. If you find that area, you got to find that area that you're willing to grind in. And you got to connect that mindset. I've told you what it is. It's your mental ability. You got to tap into it. That's how you think, decide, feels. You got to tap into a consciousness. That's why we're not doing well because we haven't tapped into a certain consciousness that opens us up. We're so closed. We're so
Yeah.
closed-minded to things. And we have to be careful. A lot of us are living with no standards. We got to have standards. That comes from within you. Where are your do's and don'ts in life? See, these are things we should have been taught as
Oh,
children.
yeah.
That's why I go back to teach children because I've talked to adults and they were like, man, if I just would have knew this when I was younger and took heed to it, I could have been in a whole nother place in life. I know. That's why I teach children while they're young, trying to get, and it's so hard sometimes to teach it to them because they're with their parents and they're around people all the time where they see just unconsciousness. They just, so it's hard working with children, believe me, because you're working to try to change that mindset that they're seeing every day. And I'm only going in a certain period of time a day to try to change a mindset what social media got them. The school got them, the parents got it's so much got them. Then here I come in trying to speak a whole new language. That's a it's a tough
But
job.
isn't that the same thing with adults?
I don't even
The
try to talk. I'm done. I'm done.
distractions are the same.
I'm done. I'm done with adults. I
You
don't even
know,
the only
yeah.
way I would help adults, the only way I put this information out for who want help. That's it. But trying to go into a room to try to change the mindset of adults, I wouldn't do it. That's why every day I go into the room of children. That's why I do it with children to try to change that trajectory, to try to open something up. Because when I was little, it was someone who was speaking. When I was in elementary school, Hosea Williams said something. It like, whoa, okay. So that's why I do children. I'm not sitting around trying to help adults. I'm not. I'm not. If an adult come to me for my help, and show me that you want help. That's why I do personal training every day because I have people come to me every day. So I'm doing personal, I'm working with people. And so while I have them doing personal training, I'm working on their mindset. I'm working on their spirit because they're showing me that it's something that I want. So now I'm willing to give this person, but to go into a room and just try to talk to us as adults, I decline. You get somebody else to do that. I decline. So I just and that's why I work with children all day. So, coach, let me get rid of this here, coach. Our biggest battle, coach. is with ourselves and building that self-confidence and self-control. And like I said, that discipline, that tenacity to fight through rough times and that consistency that we need in discipline. You got to have those things to be successful. But the main thing, like I said a little earlier, you got to know what the mind is and you got to know how to activate it. Because as Coach was talking a little earlier, and you see his life, my life, we doing more positive. And the thing is, how if you're doing more negative than positive, how can I get over to the positive side and begin to do more positive things in my life instead of the self-destructing things? And that's how you do it. You do it by learning how to tap into your mindset, what it is. First, you got to come up, what is it you want to do, what you want to be at this point in life. That's why did another video about dreaming. Are you still dreaming? So a lot of us can stop dreaming. So we're not even using
Yeah.
our mind anymore. So we got to keep dreaming. And we just did a video. That's why these videos are so important that we're not even looking at. We just wilding out as a people. But you still, I could have been last week. We was talking about people was coming successful at certain things at 50, 60, 70 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. So
As long as you're alive, you can get it. Whatever it is you envision in your mind, you got to see it now.
you
You got
still
to see it.
you still got a chance. And
You
that's
got to
why
see it.
I was just saying earlier, a lot of us don't know how and we don't know how to activate it because just like you just said, you got to be able to define it, imagine it, and you got to be able to envision it. You got to be able to see it. And that's the problem with a lot of us. We don't see it. And nothing you see, you can't achieve if you don't see it.
See it. Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest problems. And that fight we're having with ourselves every day, and it comes with that disconnect. We're not connected mentally. And that's one of the biggest reasons, I'm telling you, family, it's one of the biggest reasons that we're losing as a people because we haven't connected our mindset to our spirit. And if you're thinking about losing weight or getting in shape, here's a fact. Ain't no belief until you learn how to connect that mindset to that spirit, you'll never get in shape. You may start working out because it's in your
Mm.
head, but if you haven't connected what you can envision to do or envision to be, it'll never work because on this thing they call life or this journey that you on, anytime you're trying to do something positive, something negative is trying to stop you from doing something positive. That's the
That's
journey.
real. Yeah, that's
That's the
real.
journey. Okay, so now
Mhm.
where is your discipline and consistency? Then you start putting stuff off. Cause that's what happened. Oh shit, I ain't gonna be able to go.
I
Because
do tomorrow.
I do I just want
Yeah,
see this
yeah.
real life. I just do it
Mhm.
tomorrow. I start Monday. Hell, what is the
After the holidays,
I start out.
something like that.
I just
Yeah,
want you to
yeah.
see anytime you're trying to achieve something. So you can never get it until you be able to put it here and then connect it to that which dwells within you because there is your tenacity and it lies within you. And I want you to understand to be successful, it's a fight every day. It's a fight every day. It can get easy to some folks because they can move more to the
Mm.
positive side. Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it can get easier because you have to train the mind. So now your mind is trained to doing what's more positive. So
Yeah.
a lot of us are not doing what's positive. A lot of us are doing self-destructing things. And so we got to change our environment. We got to change our mindset. We got to change the places we go, people we hanging with, people we talking to. You got to make that change. You got to make that
That's true.
change.
That's
You
true.
you
Yeah.
you got to
Mhm.
make that change. You cannot continue to hang with certain people. I know you hate to let them go, but I'm just trying to let you know. I'm just
You
trying to
gotta
let you
come
know.
out, yeah, you gotta come out of that comfort zone. You gotta be in a situation where you're a bit uncomfortable so you can grow. Yeah, it's unfamiliar territory, but if the goal at hand is to elevate in whatever aspect of your life, come on, you got to be, a little uncomfortable to do that. If it was being comfortable, everybody would have been there. It's not
Absolutely.
for everybody. you know.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna share this and I'm gonna let you close out, coach. And I'm gonna say it. I don't even care. Cause here come the truth again. It is butt naked. It ain't got no clothes on. Until we start telling the truth and accepting the truth,
It's true. Mm-hmm.
that relationship you in is gonna always be in shambles. I just want you to think about that. That relationship you in, especially if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, intimacy relationship, until you start telling the truth or accepting the truth, that relationship gonna always be in shambles. I just want the family to think about that. Family
Mm.
want to, yeah, why they struggling with this person? Because a lot of times, especially if you've been with somebody a long time, you just don't know that should have been over with a long time ago. But you got so comfortable with each other that y'all just moving through the journey together. But it's just something to think about. That truth is something else, man. So, coach, I'm gonna leave it right there, and I put it out there that our biggest challenge to us in this journey that we're on is ourselves, and we got to be able to tap
Yeah, I
more
concur.
into the
I
positive
concur.
than the negative. And so I leave it right there. And I've shared the things that you share. If we're going to win this battle, the things we need to do. And just to close it up with me is until you learn how to connect your mind and your spirit together, you'll never live the ultimate success further as your peace that you're able to live until you learn how to connect those areas together. I'm done, coach. You got 3 minutes. I'm done.
Um, I don't know why, but I find over the course of this week, just chilling by myself, and I was reflecting on chances I took on myself. You know, prior to start traveling, just chances I took. You know, I worked for about 3 years stacking my paper with that vision in mind. You know what I mean? I don't know what was beyond that vision, but I know I'm gonna take a chance on me. You know. And as we talk about mental, man, I didn't know I was exercising my mind. I just know I was envisioning certain things that I need to accomplish, and this is what I'm going to do. And that's all I was doing. So I guess just like exercising your body, I've been exercising my mind without even knowing that's what I was doing, you know, as well as feeding my mind. You know what I mean? I didn't know that what I was doing, but that's what I was doing.
Absolutely.
And like I said, and if it's not broken, then why try to fix it? I'm gonna keep going like that. You know what I mean? Feed your mind with as much positive as you can. Dream, don't stop dreaming. Forget about this age thing, man. Don't let society define that you old, that you broken down, forgotten. No, that's the decision you have to make, man. You know, keep on moving, keep on being better. You know, you want to be a better version of yourself tomorrow than you want today or yesterday. That's what you want. That's all. That's it. You don't know how long this journey is, man. So what you gonna do? You can be broke down, busted, and disgusted today,
Mm,
tomorrow, and the next 10, 15, 20 years? Nah, man. What kind of life is that? You know what I mean? So keep going, trying to be better, man. You know what I mean? Elevation, man, people. Elevation. That's what it's about, man. All right, now. Peace out, man.
Thank you, coach. I'm tell you something. I can't wait to get to the gym tomorrow. I'll holler at you.
All
I can't
right.
wait. I can't